very keen partners there, and GT Graphics with that amazing new livery they put on. And like I said, Jaco Oosthuizen's granny used to race that car at drags for many a time, and a little while later, after some time, it was turned into a race car, and Jaco Oosthuizen still races that in her memory, and I think that is quite a story. So major props to him, and still racing quite competitively at the close to the front end of the field. But honestly, we saw that bonnet come up, so he missed out in race number 1.
I think they've tied it down with chains now.
I think Granny's pulling it down.
And look where Jaco is towards the back of the pack, and I'm telling you what, he's going to rifle his way to the front. He's definitely going to give it horns.
And I think that's exactly what you need to do when you're that far back. All you think about is carving through the field, and Jaco Oosthuizen in that conquest is more than capable of getting up past some of the midfield runners and closer to the front end of the field. But as we see it, there's roughly 16, 17, 18 classic cars out on the circuit at the moment. And then we wait for them to round up.
He's sort of in the league of the Bruce Verne Taplin Corolla. Although Bruce Verne Taplin is really a master of motor preparation. I mean, he's an ex-Toyota Works dealer team mechanic, so he knows exactly what he's doing. And Bruce Verne, a man who's come down from Durban a couple of years ago. First time I saw him race was in Durban. And I thought to myself, this Corolla is special. And then it came to Cape Town and he showed us just how special it is. So that should be something to watch. And Bruce, always very competitive.
Absolutely. And you know, he was out for quite a few rounds last year, but he's come back, and he's come back swinging, which I think is exactly what he wants. And now, as I see, he's sitting there on the 5th row of the grid, right next to Robert Rowe in the 325i 6-cylinder BMW. And it's not that far ahead of him that he can battle for even the top 6.
Yeah, no, Bruce, we've seen already win races, You know, yes, people spin off and go it, but Bruce has got the means to do it, and has been in the championship standings. Right, so they're whittling away down into Perdamina Fastron. Your pole sitter is Franco Donadio. Alongside him, Michael Hitchcock with Trevor Momberg and Jared Evans. Then Ferdi Maton and Glenn Ayton Bogard. Brian Evans and Wayne Rosser is also in there. Wayne Rosser, man that raced many years ago. Good to have him back. So we'll have to see how they do. And they're working their way around. The pace car has moved off, and they will bring them to the line there under the auspices of Franco Donadio.
I see a hand go up for Charlie Arton, and he pulls that 914 into the pit, so he will be out of this race. But listen to the revs climb on these monster classic cars, and away they go as the flag drops. And down into Holzhoek for the first time in heat number 2. And for their final race of the day, it's Donadio on the inside of Michael Hitchcock. It's Momberg that sits there in 3rd place ahead.
And look at Michael Hitchcock, hold it on the inside, up the way, up you bear straight up towards Castrol Corner. Hitchcock gets the better there of Donadio. Can he hold out? Franco's going to use the might of that cannon down the back, but it's Ford versus Chev. Oh, and Ferdi Montano, big spin out there in the Mustang, but he holds it together. The tires just lit up there as he spun out. He'll come back, but he's at the back of the field, and it looks like we also got someone straggling at the back there. That could be Brad Rowe.
That's the 2002 BMW of Brad Rowe that's just come to a halt. But like you said, Ferdi Maton, an uncharacteristic mistake there, and obviously that spin, there's nothing you can do. Luckily he wasn't collected, and he was managed to get back under racing. But we'll watch as the rest of the field goes through Sorrel Sweep. There's your leader, Michael Hitchcock, in the Cape forklift. Ford Mustang ahead of Franco Donadio in that Donadio's Chevy Can-Am. And they'll go nose to tail, very slidey out of the final corner. Then there's Trevor Momberg and Jared Evans fighting that little pairing for 3rd place. Listen to them come by and down into Holzhoek once again.
Lovely stuff there, Glenn Adam Bogard there in P5. Brian Evans there with Wayne Rosser having a scrap, Robert Rowe. Then it's Bruce Van Taplin, Wayne Lotter, Theo Klaassen, and up behind him, Vance Koenig, Jaco Oosthuizen, and Kukumuz in there, Maton. Ferdi Maton down in 50. Watch Ferdi, he's going to climb the ladder as the race goes on.
Absolutely, and he's carving through the midfield classic cars right now. But there's Ayton Bogard, there's Rosser, there's Evans, There's Rowe. Wayne Lotta's trying to come up the inside. He's also been on a bit of a comeback mission. He's up the inside of Robert Rowe, and he's got Bruce Evan Taplin just ahead. But there we jump back to the leaders. It's Michael Hitchcock ahead of Franco Donadio. There's your first pair. If we wait a little bit longer, we see Evans and Momberg. Momberg ahead of Evans. That's your second pair. Aiton Bogo no longer has Ferdi Mouton to fight, so he's going to try and claw back a little bit of time. And then it's Rosser and Evans as well.
Someone who's not featuring here today for some other reason. I don't know why. PVLO. Possibly an Apex seal, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'll speak to PV later on and find out what's happened. Sorry, I can't report back to you guys, but we'll know next time, right?
Absolutely, and he was out there yesterday on an absolute stormer, but clearly something was wrong with that motor vehicle and he wasn't out there today. But there we see the leaders come through. It's Momberg and Evans in the Capri battle that leads you across the line. That's 3 and 4. Then here's this duel of Brian Evans and Wayne Rosser, Aiton Bogart. There's Bruce Evan Taplin, Wayne Lotter. There's Robert Rowe. There's Theo Klaassen. Jaco Oosthuizen, look at Ferdi Mouton on an absolute flyer, coming and carving through the field.
Nothing's gonna hold Ferdi back there as through the guys go. There's Trevor Momberg and Jared Evans just went through. Here comes Dad Brian Evans in that beautifully turned out escort with Wayne Rosser. There's Glenn and Aiton Bogart. There's Bruce Evan Taplin. Have a look at this little fight here between looks like the two Capris, and Trevor Momberg still leading out on Jared Evans. They're having an absolute barnstorm with the two of them. Two evenly matched vehicles, two very good drivers, well equipped. Oh, and Jared having a look up on the inside. Jared's alongside. He's just there or thereabouts. Trevor Momberg holding up, but Jared's got the inside line. He's going to outbreak him going down towards Pertamina Fostron. Hey, side by side. And oh, look at Trevor Momberg, you wily old fox, as he late breaks there and holds Jared wide.
Yep, it's going to be back and forth between those two as the leaders come by. But look at this, Evans and Rosser also back and forth. It's Ford versus VW, a big battle, front wheel drive versus rear wheel drive. And look at Rosser's drive out of the final corner. They're going to make it side by side down the main straight. Still 5 laps to go. We'll follow the rest of the cars through. There's Glenn Aiton Bogart. He's dropped off the pace to the two cars in front. Then there's that Toyota man, Bruce Evan Taplin, ahead of Wayne Lotter. Then Robert Rowe. Ferdi Mouton comes screaming on by, still on that charge. Theo Klaassen, Jaco Oosthuizen, and Vance Kearney up there, to name a few. Then we see into Holshoek they go, Francois.
Well, I'm having a look there. Ferdi Mouton, he is working his way through the field. He's making his way now up to Castrol Corner. There's Ferdi behind Wayne Lotter. He's going to look up on the inside. He's using the grunt of that V8. Boom, up on the inside of Wayne Lotter. Oh, Ferdi almost putting it wide into Wayne there. But Wayne's staying out of harm's way. Ferdi is on a charge and he's using the track and some now. Through the Lunstem King down towards Damstep goes Ferdi Mouton. As we watch the scuffle there between Trevor Momberg and Jared Evans and the two Capris making their way down towards Pertamina Fostron.
A battle of two of the same car, so close and evenly matched, is incredible to see. It's Evans versus Momberg, and they're going to go side by side, or almost nearly through Pertamina Fostron. It's going to be who's got the better exit, and we'll jump back to the camera angle. There's Evans and Rosser in your frame now with the beautiful Table Mountain backdrop just behind. And look at that, Glenn Aiton Bogart in the Granada Piranhas, not that far behind.
There's a lovely scrap coming out of Castrol between the leaders. But there's Bruce Evan Taplin and Wayne Lotter up behind him. Have a look at this. Oh, Brian Evans late on the brakes of Wayne Rosser. And outside, Glenn Aiton Bogart using the muscle of that Ford Granada, but the front wheel drive gets the bull out of the corner. Rosser have the up hand. Will Glenn Aiton Bogart go in late there? No, he doesn't. That Granada's very heavy, very tail heavy, so Glenn Aiton Bogart has to nurse the back end. But look at this, coming into Castrol Corner is Ferdi Mouton on the back of Bruce Evan Taplin. There we go. Ferdi Mouton working his way through the field.
Yep, just like that, still carving his way through is Ferdi Mouton. It's very good for the points. He's up into 9th and 5th in class, but he wants to get a little bit higher because this championship is super important to the classic guys. I know that. But there we see as they carry on. Your leaders come through now, but we watch there. Bruce Evan Taplin comes into frame, and there's Michael Hitchcock still leading out 1.9 seconds ahead of Franco Donadio. And it's a 1:20.990 for Franco Donadio, that being your fastest lap in Classics so far today. There is Jermaine Badin at the back end of the field. And now the front runners in the field will start leading to back markers, but there's that Capri battle, Francois.
Yeah, Trevor Momberg looks like Jared Evans leading around the outside, trying to hold it to get the upper hand, but Trevor Momberg late into holes. He will go across the line and try and force Jared Evans wide, which he does. And great driving there from him. Jared throwing the kitchen sink at him, but Trevor has got oodles of experience. Coming in there now, there's Ferdi now has got Bart's Bruce Van Taplin, so he's up to P8. And oh, look at this, Wayne Lotter, Robert Rowe, and Theo Klaassen there with Jaco Oosthuizen. That's a lovely little scrap coming up towards Castrol Corner, Geordie.
Exactly like that. 4 cylinders, 6 cylinders, all in between. Look at Jaco Oosthuizen trying to fend up the rear tail of both 6-cylinder Skyline and BMW. But with this, it seems that Robert Rowe was slowing him down. But there's Mattia and there's Pfeiffer, the birthday boy once again. That makes his way through. Then we see Donadio in second position still, as he runs now. And Donadio has a major slide coming out of Holzhoek, and he catches it. Very, very well done there, keeping that car on the circuit. But there we see they go through. There's Beekman rather, in the Morris, a little bit behind as they go through. The Capri battle heads into one. And there you see this battle. Robert Rowe and Wayne Lotter are still fighting it out. And that is for 10th overall. So you want to be inside the top 10 in a 20-car field. And these two are battling it out. It's BMW versus Ford Escort as they run down to the line. The leaders have 2 laps to go. The leaders are through turn 4. Sorrel sweeping down the back straight. And now we watch. Here's Bruce Van Taplin. There's Robert Rowe, Wayne Lotter, Theo Klaassen, and Jaco Oosthuizen all in this four-way fight.
I can tell you something that Robert Rowe's got a smile on his face. He's happy that he's got the upper hand of that little scuffle. I can tell you that for nothing. Rob enjoying his racing.
There's that battle. Now we jump back to Holzhoek, and there's your leader. Look at the gap. It is 3.9 seconds between Donadio and Hitchcock out front. That's a big gap between these two. We know both of them are extremely quick and extremely feisty with each other. But at this rate, Franco Donadio has just dropped off the pace and let Michael Hitchcock move away with it. And with 1 lap to go, these classics are on their final lap.
The big thing here is Donadio took the first one, and Hitchcock was second, and Hitchcock's in front. So remember, coming first is going to be based on time, so I think Michael is actually pedaling.
Absolutely, we'll have to see and wait for the result at the end of the evening. But now we see there a little bit of a slide for that motor vehicle, just like that. That's Hitchcock moving that Mustang around as the gap continues to widen.
Yeah, Michael Hitchcock giving it absolute horns as he works down towards down into Berdemina Fastron. He goes past Vance Kearney up on the inside. Franco Donadio a little bit further back. The checkered flag will be coming out soon. Yep. Checkered flag out for Michael Hitchcock. Jaco Oosthuizen crosses the line. Here comes Kukumur as well. But here comes your winner out of heat number 2. It's Michael Hitchcock over the line. Vance Kearney gets lapped. And here comes Franco Donadio in the Chef Can-Am. He's in second place. The Donadio plant hire. So we wait for the rest of the field to come through. Pick up, there's Trevor Momberg and Jared Evans going down towards Berdemina Fastron. That scuffle has been going on forever. Looks like Trevor's got the upper hand. Not far behind him's dad, Brian Evans. Then it's Wayne Rosser.
Yeah, it seems that Jared Evans is just backed off a little bit as the stream goes black. A little bit of a touch on the dirt on the exit of the corner, and we'll watch them come through live at the circuit. Trevor Momberg will come home in 3rd place ahead of Jared Evans. Then it's father Brian Evans in the Escort that should make his way through to take 5th overall. Just like that, father and son, 4th and 5th ahead of Wayne Rosser.
Bogart runs off the track and into the pit lane, so he's got a problem.
Well, that was a very quick one. He was a bit slidey already.
And there comes that man, Ferdi to complete his race. Ferdi, a great result for him coming in a P8. Or no, P8. Yeah, I